Start with GSK. It looks like a good distraction given the very public challenges this company has faced recently. How likely, though, is something like this?
Well, I guess first off, the CEO, Sir Andrew Witty, has got a number of issues, and as much as he might state in his conversations that any company that doesn't have these sort of problems is just deluding itself being true, I think the fact is that GSKs are considerably more public than everybody else's, and it's certainly creating quite a distraction. It's not just the Chinese bribery scandal that seems to be brewing. There seems to be one now more focused in the Eurozone, in the European arena, as it were, with Syria. I think as far as stripping off the consumer healthcare arm is concerned, we just need to look at Reckitt Benckiser, and they're further down the road of looking to do just this very same thing. I think for the time being, though, it is worth remembering that the synergies in the emerging markets between the sort of pharmaceuticals and the over-the-counter drugs business would warrant hanging on to things, the status quo as it is at the moment. And I guess the focus of it for GSK really is with that $20 billion tie-up with joint venture with Novartis.
Yep. Seems to have been a catalyst or something. Anyway, Ryanair, I mean, these are cracking numbers, I've got to say. Stock up this morning, market likes it. What has the company changed to get this kind of number?
Well, they're considerably more friendly, cuddly, and accommodating as far as travellers concerned.
I just got back from holiday and I was chatting with people who just took a Ryanair flight back from Spain, and they didn't have great things to say.
Well, I think when we look at the airline sector across the board, I think it probably they look to have picked up from maybe the likes of, say, KLM, Lufthansa, rather than their more direct competitor, or what the markets would have thought their more direct competitor, EasyJet. These figures are pretty impressive. Surprisingly so, the fact that Mr. O'Leary is saying no over-exuberance should be obtained on the back of this in itself is slightly surprising. The whole statement and the whole set of figures has really taken the market by surprise, and your comment about early trading seeing up 5%, I think we might see more than that by day's end.
Quick word generally to finish up with on the markets. Looks like we were more positive this morning. We got some German inflation numbers midweek, Eurozone inflation numbers I think on Thursday. That's the focus, right?
It is. I think the first couple of days of the week, the economic data is pretty thin. It really picks up on Wednesday. And with the action we've seen in euro-dollar in the last week and a half, you'd imagine that they'll be hopeful that they'll see some encouraging signs as far as the sort of inflationary pressures in Germany are concerned, and that'll maybe help that euro-dollar picture. We're going to watch that pretty closely, I think.